What's up, guys? Welcome to Straight from the Chest. My name is Justin Groth, and I just want to thank you for giving me your listening ear. Thank you for tuning in with me. Guys, it means a lot to me. It always will. And, man, so much happened today with me in my little simpleton life. I don't even want to go into it, really. But a lot of things happened today, and they kind of ended up really just splicing out the day to where I was I guess I have to talk about it now. Okay. So my tire blew out, and not really blew out. Well, it did, but luckily it didn't blow out on the road and have a tremendous. There wasn't anything happen. Nothing happened from it. But look, man, when you have a flat tire, you get a flat tire, you'll blow out because basically the tire ended up separating on the thread, or the tread rather, on the inside of the sidewall, and couldn't air it up, couldn't drive it anywhere, had to get it towed. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but it's like, so that happened today, and then I guess I was exaggerating. That's pretty much it. That's all that happened. It seemed like so many other things, but that was it. But that was a big deal because that put a big wrench in the day, because it's like that, you don't expect those things to happen, and when they do happen, you gotta deal with it. It sucks. You gotta, but whatever, you adjust, and it's not that big of a deal. I don't know why I'm, emphasizing it to be something of a catastrophe, but nonetheless, it was something that was unexpected, and I had to, deal with that, and now my truck is incapable of going anywhere, and I have to deal with on Monday I have to deal with tire situation and get tires, and I have to end up getting that brought to my house. I have to get a mobile guy to come to my house and do the tires, unless I have it towed again. Shit. Okay, so I don't even want to think about that. It is what it is. We have to deal with it. I hate that saying too. It is what it is. So we're moving on. And there was something that I wanted to talk about with you today. And this is something that I've been discussing this a lot with my girlfriend. I've been discussing it a lot within my own self, and I see an abundance of it. And I've spoke on this before. It was a podcast entitled Audit Your Influencers. And so that's what I want to speak on today. I think it deserves some attention again, because it's just getting fucking ridiculous. It's getting so ridiculous. We're actually believing what these people are saying, and we're actually following them without the judgment call, without the judgment rather on them. We're analyzing it further. It's like we need to actually go a little bit further in depth with regards to why these people are facilitating the way they are, why they're saying what they're saying, what they're peddling, the narrative in place, like who they are from an integral stance, if they are integral whatsoever. And here's what it boils down to. You either have the discernment to understand what someone is, if someone's full of shit, or you just don't. And I've learned this in life. There are people that can detect it, and there are people that are just oblivious. And they just see things for face value, and they just see the surface, and that's all they see. They just can't go further than, they can't penetrate further than that. And that sucks for you. That really sucks. There can be some people in your life that even if you're keen to somebody's bullshit, they might run a fast one by you, and they might still get you to not, they might still get you in turn, get you, quote unquote. But it's like, more often than not, it's very easily detectable. And And a lot of it comes, not everybody, but a lot of it comes from female influencers, quote unquote influencers. They peddle bullshit. They peddle bullshit and they're fucking thirst traps. And for those of you who are older and don't know what thirst trap means, that means basically they're flaunting what they have, their assets. So likely it's just their cleavage, it's their, it's the way that they make facial expressions, when they augment their lips and they twirl their hair a certain way. They're thirst traps. They're trying to lure your attention. They're trying to lure you in and grab your attention with fucking sex. That's what it is. Okay. Now, anyways, we're not going to get on in that argument here. But what I am saying is I'm sorry, microphone went out for a second. What I am saying is that you have to be very cautious with who you listen to. You have to be very cautious with what you allow in and what you receive. Because these people, I'm not saying all, but there are many, 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 many people that are on YouTube, Instagram, and they just peddle a specific narrative that just basically highlights their, it's like they're bloviating. They're just boasting, right? That's all they're doing. And I don't mean like you need to answer back, because I know I'm fucking right. And if you pay attention long enough, and you dissect people long enough, you'll understand what I'm referring to. You have them on your Instagram right now. You have them on your YouTube right now. They're there. And more often than not, the one common denominator that they have is that they're socially attractive. Meaning, by society standards or measures, they're attractive. And so that's how they can say whatever. And you're just going to, and you're just going to, okay, yeah, that makes sense, even though it doesn't. And even though what they're saying is a fucking direct contradiction to actually who they are. Like, if you're going to put your phone in front of your face, and you're going to talk about how, this is a conversation I had with my girlfriend earlier, you're going to talk about somebody that says that they don't want to get DMs from guys, but all of their content is basically illustrating how much they want you to look at them. Look at me. Look at my tits. Look at how pretty I think I look right now with this fucking filter on. Look at me. Just look. Don't DM me though. Don't DM me. I don't want your DMs. But I want you to see how attractive I am. It's like, it reminds me of that Ron Burgundy. It reminds me of Ron Burgundy. And he says in the beginning of the first Ron Burgundy, it's not Ron Burgundy, it's, what's the movie called? Maybe it is called Ron Burgundy. What was it called? Okay, so Anchorman. So he's looking at himself in the mirror and he's combing his mustache or his hair or something like that, or both, and he says, "Hey everybody, come and see how good I look right now." Like, exactly, come and see how good I look right now. That's what I want you to see right now. I want you to see how good I look. So I'm going to put this out and I'm going to talk about something that's irrelevant, or even if it's not irrelevant, it's not the main premise behind why I'm getting in front of the camera. I'm getting in front of the camera because I want you to see how good I think I look right now, albeit all these fucking filters are on my face. And look, I'm not discriminating against filters. I use filters too. But it's what goes along with the filter. It's the content that's attached to the filter, that's attached to the narrative that they're acting as though they just want to get out this particular message, but it's like, you know why they're saying what they're saying. You know why they're getting in front of the camera. You know why they're at the angle that they're at. You know why they're wearing what they're wearing. You know why they're getting a certain something in the picture as well. They want to be A, relevant, and B, they want to boast. And they do this in a type of way that thinks that I feel like they think that they want you to think that they're high status, high value. Here's the thing. most people that are of high value, high status, they feel actually embarrassed to let out those things that you would see or deem reputable otherwise. They like to hide those things. Not everybody, because the people that don't like to hide those things are called narcissists. And narcissists want you, this is not a podcast on narcissists, I just got to get this out. Narcissists want you to gloat over them, to tell them how good they are or what they're good at, and also for them to be relevant in your life, for you to have a stronghold of them, but they want nothing, or they don't really care as much about you or want anything really to do with you. They just want you to look at them, and they want you to receive them, and you to give out, accolades to them. And so, it becomes sort of a reward system that they operate on, because this is like almost what their food is. This is feeding them. And I know you can read all of this in a standard narcissist 101 book, but this goes along with most influencers. Most influencers are not there to influence you in the positive way. Most influencers are there to deceive you. They're there for you to think that they're relevant. And look, everybody wants to be relevant. Everybody. Even if you want to be relevant but be alone and not be noticed, you still want to be relevant. It makes you feel like you have a purpose or a meaning in life when you're relevant. But you got to be relevant for the right things. And there's something called integrity. And if you don't have integrity, you're probably going to chase relevancy that's of malevolent format. What that means is, if you're peddling something that you know better otherwise, but you know that there's going to be something as a monetary constituent that's attached to it that's going to provide value to you, or allow you to level up in a way that is what your visions are, etc. They're all associated around. Then you're going to, even if it requires you to deplete yourself of your dignity and your integrity, you're going to take the avenue anyways, because that is how you feel that you need to operate on in order to get from point A to point B. But there's another alternate route, and it's called the route of authenticity and integrity. And a lot of times it's harder to get there. It takes way longer, and it's more brutal of a pathway, but it's longer lasting, and it's upholding, and it's noble, and it's honorable. And it won't be short-sighted or short-lived. But the instant gratification that's attached to saying what people want to hear, not what they need to hear, and being just a face that's luring, or a body that's luring, that causes people to just be blindsided and not pay attention to what's coming out of your mouth or what's actually in your fucking brain. That's what leads people down the wrong pathway. You're essentially a toxin. And you're just polluting people's brains. You're just polluting people's pathways and journeys. And look, I'm not saying that these people shouldn't have a mind of their own and say, look, I probably shouldn't follow, I don't believe in what that person's saying, that doesn't add up, that doesn't hold up, that's not factual. But again, there are those that don't understand how to dissect somebody or how to analyze somebody at the more intrinsic substratum. They just look on to it as a outside measure. They just look at the outside, and they don't really delve into the intrinsic components of that person. And everybody has the ability to analyze, but some just are short. I believe some just are less intuitive and have less of a bullshit meter. They just do. It's probably a psychological gene that some people have over others. It's the same people that get duped into these infomercials late at night about this, food thing or this, magic diet pill. It's like, because they see people that are looking good and running on the beach with their shirt off playing fucking frisbee with their dog, and they think, oh, that's how I have to be in order to get that body. I gotta take hydroxycut, or I gotta just do this detox diet, or buy this detox tea. And they don't really want to listen to the people that are going to tell them, this is going to take a long time. You're going to try to get the body of your dreams in 4 years, and you're not going to get there. You're probably going to get halfway there. But that doesn't sell. It doesn't sell. The truth, the veracity in something doesn't sell. The frivolous augmentation of something that is non-existent sells. And I say non-existent because it's not typically reality what these influencers, quote unquote, are peddling. And more often than not, the real influencers of this day are just the people that are being real with you. They're just the ones that are being authentic and pure. And even if it fucking hurts your feelings, they're still being that way. Because they know this is what it's going to take to get where you want to go, or to be just a better person. Because A, they've either lived it, they're experiencing it currently, or they just know better. They're just a little wiser than you. But more often than not, it dwindles down to the fact that they just have more integral bones in their body. And they're okay in not sharing with the masses, or not appealing to the masses, or not being relevant to the masses, as long as they're relevant to themselves with what they're conveying, and they're relevant to the people that are actually taking something from it and making themselves better as a byproduct. Those are the true influencers. It's funny though, because those people, you're never going to find influencer at the top of their Instagram bio. But they know who they are. And you know who they are. So stop listening to the bullshit in the mainstream media that's only there to trick you, to persuade you, or manipulate you, rather, I should say, manipulate you. They're manipulating you based on a weakness. And as much as it's their fault, it's your fault too. You need to wake up. You need to stop allowing these people to just talk pretty and then you just follow blindly. You're fucking better than that? At least I hope you are. Audit your influencers. Go through your media right now and audit who you believe is fake and real. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised to see who is actually fake. But you know what? If you haven't done it yet, you probably won't discern with who is real and who's fake. I don't know what else to say on it. It's really just that simple. People are telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. And as simple as that is to say, it's a harder pill to swallow. Because what you need to hear is, you're not shit. You need to hear, you're not shit, and that you need to fucking be grateful and humble for the things you have, because it can be stripped away from you like that. And you not only need to hear that, you need to hear whatever you want in life, whatever your process is, it's going to take so ridiculously long. you're going to feel like it's never going to come to fruition. And just when you give up hope, a door opens. You need to hear that every day you wake up, you need to be grateful, not entitled, that you're here for, that everything, these things should be given to you. You need to hear that you're only as good as your last big thing you did. And you need to keep getting better. And this process is going to be fucking trying, and it's going to take a long time, and you're probably still not going to be what you want to be, because you should always be elevating your visions every single season. That's what you need to hear. And you need to keep fucking putting in discipline, applying discipline, assuming more responsibility, within reason. Obviously, because you have to have quality of life. I mean, even everybody's got to take breaks. But these are the things that you need to hear. Not, you do this for 2 weeks and you're going to be this way. And it's just like fucking magic. That's not what you have to hear. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to believe. But real life and fantasy are two different things. Discern what's real life and what's fantasy. And apply that to your life. Apply the real world measure and metric to your life. Done.